Good evening. Oops, I just kicked the stream. All right. Hanzo, number one. How are you, my friend? All right. Look at all the love coming in at once. Derek, Big B, Adrian. What's up, brother? Arthur. Ooh, look at that. Uh-oh. Mrs. Tahiti's in the house. The lady is in here. I am great. Thank you. Thank you for asking, Hanzo. How about yourself? How's everybody doing? Veronica Chase, how are you doing, my friend? I'm glad that you are here. Thank you. Thank you so much for the kind words. What's up, Peter? All that trading today only for a 10-cent increase. Almost 10 cents down after hours. They are running out of steam. And Peter Jefferson, this is you got it out of it. Like that comment just got out some of the things that we're going to talk about today, and that was one of them. So yes, we are going to cover that, them running out of steam, and how that ties up to something else that is also being provoked from another end. Um, Mrs. Tahiti, hot. It's hot down there, right? It's really hot here in Cincinnati, so I can only imagine what it's like down in Florida. Well, Adrian, I did not get the rest. Still on 4 hours sleep from a few days ago. Food here and there, and hookah. That's a must. So at least we got one check out of the checklist. This half came a joke because we are not selling. Of course, we are not, Veronica. I love coming on and always chatting with you guys first, and it's almost to a point where it almost draws me to wanted to go ahead and continue just having fun in the chat and checking up on all the family and everyone is just so amazing. Mikey is in here too. Oh my god, long time no speak, Mikey. All right, so let's tackle some things as we go. So today we had a Fed not meeting, but Jerome Powell testifying in front of the Senate. And I tell you guys, I've only so far watched the first 15 minutes or so of a 2 hour and a half interrogation, right? And I can just tell you guys that first 15 minutes for me, and I'm planning on watching it tonight. And I hope that at some point tonight, I could probably learn how to, or in the next few days, how to put something together, like highlights of it, and share it with you guys and kind of like have a screen sharing situation. I just, believe it or not, you guys might think that I'm, joking or whatnot, but I really don't know how to use any of that OBS or system or any of those softwares yet. So I tackle with them for hours and I see that I've just wasted my time. I need to learn it. I'm watching so many videos. Thanks, Tell Dog, for, by the way, sharing a video with me. I will watch later on how possibly that we could do it. But my aim is to try to do it on a live where we break it down and we go over it. The first 15 minutes of that meeting was very, 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 very sizzling. It's very hot. I mean, they put him on the pedestal right away. And I'm just so dying to watch the other 2.5 hours now of this meeting, right? All right. So, Tater Tot, how are you, my friend? It is cracking. I think on the other side, on the hedge fund side. Hanzo, uh, I've never tried hookah. Do you put MJ in hookah? Well, you can. I've tried it before. I'll tell you that. This is so weird. On the live, I've tried it before, but it's for me, for these ones, you know, in my home, around family, you know, I don't do any of that stuff or anything. And like I said again, MJ is like something that is like periodically or by coincidence that I would do it. It's just because my schedule is so hectic and so many things. So it's like once in a while, whenever it occurs, and it has to be like a coincidence kind of thing, you know. But it's not something that, you know, is within my everyday lifestyle. But it was fun, I'll tell you that. So if you haven't, I don't know, I'm not enticing you to go and do it, but if you do MJ, then or sndl, then you might want to try it. Holy moly, 106 yesterday. Yeah, no thank you. I'm good on that. So I think I've said the highs to everyone. I see all the love in here. I love it. I prefer beer bong. Arthur. All right. So we've seen with that, and here's the funny or the thing that we need to pay attention to. This meeting, or the, in other words, the interrogation of Powell in front of the House or the Senate of Banking Committee. Normally, like Jerome Powell did not get, uh, he didn't shy away from saying that, hey, you know what? We will not be shying away from continuing to raise or hike rates. But I must warn you all that this could lead into a recession. Like, look, it's coming out of the dragon's mouth. We all know this stuff. It's not new news, but this is coming out straight out of the dragon's mouth. So therefore, you'll see now when we tie it up with the other things that we're going to be talking about, it's all going to kind of form some sort of idea or a picture in the back of your head on all the other details. What do we also have on the docket today? We got a hedge fund manager. He's taunting apes with AMC short position. I dare all the meme stock maniacs to try to hurt us. Now, here's this. First, it's a threat or it's a provocation toward all meme stocks, but he specifically mentioned I have a small short position in AMC. This is very important, guys, because you know the wording is everything. When they say something like this, are all meme stocks, but specifically mention AMC short position, that should tell you that on their end, that's the biggest monster they're fighting. I am a GMU holder. I am a sndl holder. I have bbig. I have bbby. I have koss. I have tlry, and a few more on a much smaller level. But guess what? In that article, they specifically said memes. It's kind of like when somebody sends an invitation to some people, right, and says, hey, to, let's say the person, his name is Kevin, to Kevin and all his respective family members or guests that would join us in this whatever invitation it is for, a wedding or whatever. They're addressing Kevin and his friends. So when this article addresses AMC and the rest of the meme stocks, that shows you how much of a monster AMC is on their side. Because they could have started the article with to sndl and all meme stocks, or to GME and all meme stocks, or GME, sndl, and AMC and the rest. I dare you. No, it started with AMC. So I found that very cool. It's very important to pay attention to every little word and where it's put in everything that is being said out of anyone to better understand their intentions, right? So he dares all meme stock maniacs to try to hurt them. All right. So who's this, ass of a guy? The AMC Entertainment Holding Inc. apes must be pounding their chests after AQR Capital Management Cliff Assness. Oh wow, so he is really an ass of a guy. It runs in the family, it looks like. Called them out on Wednesday. Oh wow, they're calling us out now. So first, we were not any threat ever for the past year and a half, but now we're being called out. I know they called us out before. I wonder which times did they really get aggressive? Every time we saw a major rally, like before June, before January, period, like temporarily before that happened, we started getting more aggressive shorts, getting more aggressive. We'll get into that now. If that wasn't enough to get the attention of all retail trading crowd who call themselves apes and look to feast on short sellers like bananas, okay, they are definitely making us like the Alibabas, the 40 thieves. It's kind of like we are the cyber attackers. They're portraying us. They're painting you like right now. If I'm not a meme stock investor, or I'm not an investor at all, and I read something like this on CNBC because that's where it was aired, I'm gonna be already the picture in my head. If I don't know anything about this meme stock mania stuff, I will be painted like, yeah, these guys must be the bad guys. That's what they're pounded. That's what they're portrayed as. Like we're these people who are just like hiding in a hole or a cave, and we just come out of nowhere, and they treat us like a beast that we are. We just hide in there. Okay. So he says that before he says that, his next proposition surely provoked the primates. That's who we are. I dare all the meme stock maniacs to try to hurt us, Mr. Asness said. He told CNBC that it's such a small position, about 12 basis points. This is very important to pay attention to this, and I'm going to break that down. That it won't significantly impact his firm's performance either way. look at that. Such a way to come out and call somebody out, but yet leave the door open for a loss. Okay. Um, Still, he sees an opportunity to short the stock with AMC's valuation firmly above historical levels. All right. So at that point right there, before we even continue down the line, look where it goes after all that. He had all that power and the confidence to call us out and says, I dare you to come and hurt us. So you called some people out and all that. But then the very next sentence is, we have a very small position, just 12 basis points. Okay. Well, if you want to dare us that much, why don't you go ahead and let your money, Mr. Assness, with all the assness, please go ahead and put your firm's money where its mouth is, right? Don't put 12 base points. Go ahead. In fact, I encourage all my other YouTube creators out there to go ahead and make the same dare. I'm gonna play with him the same way. They think with this article so far, they're trying to provoke you and to make you go ahead and do something that we obviously don't do, or to scare the paper hands, which I don't even think it coexists right now in our community by now. Or they're trying to get money. You see the volume, you see what is happening. We all know that they take the money and it becomes FTDs, and somebody else pockets the money on different layers. The brokerage takes a licks their finger. The market maker licks their finger. The DTCC definitely licks their finger, and we can see we broke this whole diagram of how they do that previously here on this channel and many other respective channels. I want to give a good shout out to my friend Pantheon, first of all, and many others that support this, that support me, but specifically Pantheon more on a friend level. I'm very fortunate to have made a friend or met a friend like you, my friend, And I appreciate all the support and things that you're doing here. In fact, I also apologize about the shorting that happened on my session yesterday on that live. And out of nowhere, just, everything went dark, and I was able to log back in, but I couldn't even control the live. It was running, but I couldn't even control it. And I was blacked out from even entering the scene. That was fun. But I do 100%. Thankfully, thank many people that are supporting me, and I support them. But from my end, I definitely 100% support. Thank you all, support you all, and big shout out to all of you guys, especially you, Pantheon. It was very big coincidence that yesterday that happened. With you sharing the same, or we're gonna make the same in a different way, not the same, but we were covering almost the same topic without even prior to us speaking about it. So it's crazy, and I look forward to working with you, my friend. It's always been a goal. I just have to step up all the technological levels that AB's got over here. So back to our article now. So since they all lick their fingers based on when people buy shares, I'm not going to come here and tell you you can't buy any more shares. People, please stop buying shares, or people, please buy more shares. I will never do anything like this, buy or sell. You do you. But these people have some sort of plan, apparently. And we can put it this way. When someone like this hits you up with this and says, "We dare you," he's speaking for we. He said we. He didn't say I dare you for his company. He says we. He's speaking on the behalf of the hedge funds. Well, then I really 100% from the bottom of my heart, the best response to something like this, I personally think, and I encourage other YouTube channels and other creators, and this has nothing to do with a title or who's who and who started. It's not a trend. It doesn't freaking matter. I encourage each single one of you to please go ahead and respond to your following. And in fact, when many more YouTube channels are responding with this, and it gets the message gets heard, we'll see how it will look on the other side. And what is the message? Saying, well, since you are daring us, don't dare us with something petty. It's like someone says, hey, in basketball terms, hey, I want to play you one-on-one. Let's play for $2. I would rather I would rather save that $2 and save that energy. I don't want to play you for that. No, make it worth my while. Put it up. So, Mr. Asness, this is AB's direct talk to you, and hopefully I can also represent all my beloved family members in this channel, and hopefully other creators can also push the same message to you. We are going to be heard. We're no longer going to be watching and reacting to CNBC's articles and Market Watch and whatnot. Put your money where your mouth is. Don't put no mere stupid 12 base points, and on top of that, announce that. And on top of that, who knows when you will open and close that position? You could easily open it at that short position and close it in the same day. So you're not talking to some primates, as these CNBC writers like to refer to us as. Put your money where your mouth is. And I'm talking about from we to all of you, not just you, Mr. Asness. I'm saying this to all the other hedge funds who you represent as we. Whoever is backing you, Citadel, Virtue, Sequoia, anybody. We've seen what happened with Melvin, right? So we did that to Melvin. He wanted to cheat the system and take and just like many other hedge funds wanted to victimize themselves now. But you can't go and try to rob a house and short it down to the ground and rob it and manifest it, use it as a tax write-off and not pay tax on all that stuff because you feed on these entities. And on top of that, when you get caught with your pants down, now you want to cry wolf? Oh no, it's too big. Sorry for taking it a little bit too far, guys. But I 100% ask of you, I'm daring you now. I'm daring all of them. Please put your money where your mouth is. We know you have their synthetics. We know there's billions of FTDs. If that wasn't a dare enough, I'm daring you now. Don't put no 12 basis points. Why don't you put you and your company put your money where your mouth is? You dare us? Make it worth our while. Don't put no stupid 12 bits in front of my face. We know that the other big boys that have a leash on your neck that are making you say this is not coming from you. If somebody wants to dare on a national stage, on a platform like CNBC and make it a vocal thing to all other people, which is millions of people, you want to back it up. You don't want to say, I dare you, and then right after that say, oh, it doesn't matter to me what happens because it's very small anyways. It's not going to affect my company. Who really pushed you to say that? Your master? Because the leash, I mean, it sounds, I don't see it, but it sounds so tight on your neck. I don't know about all you guys in here, but that's what I hear. I hear a leash right straight on the neck. Nevertheless. So you go tell your masters and all of them, and you also put your money where your mouth is. You want to dare us? We dare you in return. Put your money where your mouth is. Go ahead, short all the meme stocks, and make it so on your company's sheets that you self-report. Put it there and make sure that it's at least way over leveraged, way over that 12 base points. Make it worth our while, and you better betcha I'm gonna be one of the people feasting. And all these primates that you guys like to refer to as, that they refer to us as, of course, will be more than happy to feast on you guys like bananas. Yes, I'd be more than happy. You're doing bad. You're trying to short companies down to the ground. You say AMC is over costy. It's a profitable business. Who's it cost? The company is profitable and is making a lot of strides, and it's inevitable that they would even pay off all their debts. Like, it's inevitable because it's a profitable business. Just looking at the business right now, projections, yes, projecting wise, this is a profitable business. It's going to be something. And that's minus the cash that they have sitting on the side that is at any given moment ready to be employed. And we've seen them put it into effect. Small investments so far, like 22, 24 million here and there and all that stuff, but they have great magnitude. They can cause earthquakes, especially in a good way for us as a stock, as a company. So, Mr. Asness, for one last time, please, you want to dare us? We accept it. No problem. You've been daring us for over 2 years. Your masters, that is, because you just hopped on the scene. AQR, nobody even heard of and nobody cares about. So we know you're channeling a message from someone to us like a Gasparino. Welcome to the party, pal. And you know where I got that? Welcome to the party, pal, from Pantheons. It got stuck. That entry that he got, and then the close is just fantastic, freaking fantastic, spot on. It's such a like, I find myself having that song playing in the back of my head, like that whole entourage, the whole thing, you know. And then Bobby's part is just priceless. Kenny G still up. Okay, where would we go with this article, with this guy? So yes, so he wants to dare all of us, and he has a very small position of short, so he doesn't really care on what really happens with whether we win or they win. He doesn't care, but he still wants to dare us. What kind of dare is that? When warned about what retail traders might try to do, look at this. We've become a story, like a Robinhood story. You were warned. Don't go against these primates, because they will eat your leg, they will eat your organs, everything, and every single, like, they're painting us as to be very, very, very dangerous here. Uh, so when warned about what retail traders might try to do, in response to his comment, he welcomed the apes and continued to taunt the AMC faithful. Uh, let them come. It's 12 basis points. They're crazy people, and I will not notice them, but they can have their fun. Mr. Asness, what kind of dare is this? Again, what kind of dare is this? When I dare somebody on something, oh, I'm coming in 100,000%. Okay? Because I'm Mr. AB, not Mr. Asness. That's how I come at you. And I know all of you in here, guys, also say the same thing. When you go dare someone and you go to that point and you just, okay, it's that big for you and it's worth your while, you're gonna definitely put your money where your mouth is. This guy, Mr. Assness, is making a full ass of himself, saying he only got 12 basis points, so he doesn't care. Let them come. I don't care if I lose. I won't even feel it. They're just crazy. I might have impersonated him perfectly there. So that wraps that up for that article, ladies and gentlemen. Now we look at exactly what happened in that 15 minutes that I was able to watch from the Fed's Jerome Powell testifying in front of the Senate Banking Committee. And like I said, from the beginning, they're bringing on to, like, from the beginning, I was just only able to watch the first 15 minutes. And I can't wait to go ahead and bring it in and, like, put the things together or try to have a react session to that 2.5 hour long, maybe some highlights, and something will be put together. Let me tackle some of these comments first, and then I will be going on with the next quick segment that we're talking about. Who do I need to say hi to over here? Oh my God, you guys ravaged this chat box. I don't even know where to start from. Tater Tot, how are you doing, my friend? I'm going up and I'm just seeing. Okay. Where do I need to start from? All right, Mr. Tahiti. Hashan Gill, how are you, my friend? On my way home to get in. Oh, sorry, that was Veronica. AB, do you see AMC running this month to the hundreds? Oh, wow. Well, Hashan, we will see. We will see, my friend. There's no, like, we're in that level where I've personally said before, that is and I even said it yesterday, we're on that bounce off level that we took off from in June 2021. If that makes anything, or if it was worth anything for you, we'll see. But again, I don't do expectations on that, and therefore, like, oh, I expect it this month or next month. It's the true nature of this play that now, like before, it was so much easier to kind of see things. Now we're approaching two things. And here's one thing that I really, really, really am happy that is happening. I know that a lot of you have this question. You were probably questioned at some point. I know all of you had this question. Could this next run up, when this next run up, it's inevitable that it's going to come. Not financial advice. When this upcoming run happens, depending on when it happens, will this be the run up or will this be a fake out? How would I play this? You asked yourself this question, didn't you? Right? I'm pretty sure you asked it. It came across your mind, even if you don't think about it, even if you're like, hey, I'm buy and hold, and until it hits my number, whatever that number is, I'm not even going to pay attention. But I know it crossed your mind at some point that, hey, what if this next run up that comes, whenever it comes, whether it's next week or next month or tomorrow, will it be the run up? Will it be the squeeze? Or how can we tell if this is not the squeeze? Well, I've broke a couple of times before. What I personally, since the question is directed to me, this is my personal humble opinion. I personally would love to see a one-day session where we skyrocket over 60, 70, 80% in one session. Or I'll be looking for 2 sessions back to back or one day apart of because why 1 day apart is because the first day 30%, and those 2 days or those 2 sessions have to be above 30%. And I'll tell you why I use that percentage. I'll get into that. But the reason why I need to see those two, or that 60, 70, 80% run in 1 day, is because in a week time frame, we know how much most of these hedge funds are over, and we know the skyrocketing, unbelievable figures that we're looking at. And that's with what's reported. Like the cost to borrow is, I checked Boss last time. Yeah, I quote Boss on this last tweet, and I believe it was, they had 27% for, no, I can't quote someone and not have exact number. And you guys will see what do I mean by this. And I specifically quote, why am I quoting, for example, Boss? I quote only people that I know they're, just so you people know, I quote only people that I consider real, and I personally have felt like I've vetted them by their personality, watched them enough. Didn't speak to the guy yet, looking forward to, but by seeing him from far away and watching him for many days now and many times, I see where the guy is coming from, and I'm a really good judge of character. I like I said, I pay attention to every word that comes out of somebody's mouth and every letter, and I tie it all up to better have an understanding of what kind of individual I have in front of me. So, big shout out to Boss, and I hope he's okay with me quoting him in here. And this, if I can find, where is Boss? He should be not hard to find, right? Yeah, he's definitely not hard to find. All right. So the max cost to borrow has increased to 27.87%, an average cost to borrow up to 21.28%. Those are, while you think and you say, hey, well, guess what? Redbox had like 600 and 700 short interest, and cost to borrow is like through the roof and all this stuff. Why is this such a huge thing? Well, if you are a short, and we know that AMC, obviously, this is why it's all tied up together, and it's beautiful that I'm going to have to explain it and just re-explain it to many of you, because I know many people have explained this before me, whether I've seen them or not. But I can tell you this: when you're a short and you've seen that you are, like, your livelihood is tied up to this meme stock mania, specifically AMC here, as we saw in the article area earlier, Mr. Asness, with all the assness, he said AMC and all other memes. So he's addressing the most important stock on their side. He just basically told me, by saying that in that term, in that way, that this is what they're worried about the most, or this is the thing that they're fighting the most. That's why they're addressing that, AMC. Otherwise, he would have just said any of meme stocks and just not mentioned a single one, or singled out one to be kind of like the main representative for the rest of the memes. I like that. I like that. That shows me a lot on the other side that I don't see, but they're telling me. So thank you, Mr. Asness, for the reconfirmation of my of my convictions. And when you are a short and you are seeing that this is your livelihood and you're tied up to this, so one, they needed dark pools. They route everything through the dark pools. Today, I believe, what was the number? Was it like around 8 million shares that were routed in the dark pool? And nothing new about this. The crime is every day. It's happening there. And it's since day one, that's the only thing. Now, here's the crazy part. The cost to borrow is, when you're borrowing as a short, these shares, you're not owning them. You're borrowing them with the intent of returning them. Are they really going to return them? Because every time they dump them, they get scooped up by the apes. Okay, that they say that we are the apes. Now the crazy part is when they go ahead and borrow those shares, they're paying on an average 21 something percent, 21.28% on that transaction. So if they're going to borrow 100,000 or 400,000 shares or whatever the case may be, you add that much on that. So when you do the math, you'll see it's very costly. So since we're tied up in the dark pool, they need that to continue there because they can't short without having the dark pool being active. Like if the dark pool wasn't a situation, we would have squozen a long time ago. In my humble opinion, I don't think we would even be lingering here at all. So we tied up the dark pools. We tied it up to their cost to borrow and their shenanigans and everything. Let's see here. Where are we going to go? By the way, you guys liked that prediction on crypto yesterday, right? Yesterday, at that point, it showed that because in the pre-market, SHIB was flying 30%, Bitcoin flew up 4 or 5%, and all that stuff. And when I said that, there was that resistance level of 22,600 bucks, that was the resistance level that I needed them, Bitcoin specifically, to see break and hold in order for me to feel that it's confirmed for a write-up. And major write-up and reversal, confirm a reversal, and it didn't. So therefore, I was expecting, I said this yesterday, that we are going to retest the lows and it's going to drop back down. And yes, this is what we're seeing. Ladies and gentlemen, what we've been seeing as far as the last couple of days, at least with crypto, I mean, that whole drop and that crash, there was a lot of shorting and a lot of money to be made. But where we see it right now, holding, yesterday's up, and then today's down, that's basically pump and dump. And back to its almost same levels. And I would anticipate by tomorrow that we will see some crazy madness in the market, which is crazy because whenever Powell speaks and threatens that we're going to do more hike the rates, the market is entirely red. Today, we've seen a little bit of sort of a rallying. So what happened to all the money that is afraid? What happened to all the people that are afraid? Normally, when he announces stuff like that, or he says something like that, they get scared. And we see it like in the market. And then the news comes out and say, oh, markets are afraid. Feds are going to hike more. So therefore, something is going to break. So therefore, recession, we want to take all our money out. Well, where was that today? Because that clearly didn't happen. BS. That's what I call it. BS. They just play with people's thoughts. So I feel like I just jumped on a point, and that point was how I do determine like the question as far as the run up on the squeeze. How do you know? How do I know that this is going to be the squeeze? If I put my thing on it, like I said, want to see one session of fly at least above 60%. And then I want to see if that does not happen, two straight sessions or one in between of 30% or higher. And why I say this is because the two sessions, 30% or higher, will equal the first one, like the 60% or higher. But more importantly, when you fly up that much, especially with AMC, it is damn near impossible for them to short it down in this by Friday. So let's say that happens on a Monday or a Tuesday. By Friday, it is almost impossible for them to short it down over 60% in just 4 trading sessions or 3 trading sessions if the other one happens, or even 2 trading sessions if the third example happens, where there's one session in between, 30% each time. And at that point, you're going to see obviously more margin calls being hit. The only thing here is, will they be met or will they be covered? Because margin calls happened many times. And I've said this many times also in here, and many other creators have said this. The fact, or where it's really important, the most important part of the margin call is for the counterparty to not be able to submit the margin collateral that is required to continue or not go through to basically avoid the margin call. and the liquidation process. I don't think that when it gets to that point, and AMC specifically jumping that much, it's in one trading session or in two trading sessions or one in between. I don't think there's any bringing that back by a Friday, which eventually will also lead to a gamma ramp on many options that will go in the money. And even if it's major or low, keep your eyes on July 15th, because there is crazy amounts of options that are loaded on that date, but not because I'm bullish on that. That's where you got to be worried. If I was a market maker, that's the date I'm looking at the most. Sorry, I was getting a call. So that's the date I'm going to be paying attention to basically make a lot of money. That's payday for them, if they can have it their way. If by any chance we were able to run before that date and get majority of that, I think it was like 400, almost 400,000 contracts. And what that tells me, by the way, is that there's a lot of people that purchased most of these contracts a long time ago, and they were kind of more like shooting dice, saying, hey, by July 15, I expect this thing to squeeze. Not a very good, obviously, strategy in playing options. That's terrible. That's a way to lead yourself straight to the slaughterhouse. But again, I'm not an advisor, so I can't advise you on what you can do, what you can't do. But I can give you my points, at least from the side, and say, if I was a market maker, that's the date I would be preparing, sharpening my knife for, and my silverware is ready for feasting. But if we were to break out in a way that I just mentioned, is whether the 60% or the 230%, leading to a gamma ramp, there is, in these market conditions, there is no fakes. In my opinion, there's no fakes. We're not, I don't see us in any way or form or shape having another June or another January. What I expect us to see, and here's why I could say all this, because look at the things that are happening all around you. Look at the things that are happening around us, guys. You got brokers besides Robinhood that are making options close only, TD Ameritrade. We got other, we had crypto platforms, all of them go off yesterday in the pre-market time frame, and even Discord services for about 15 minutes. And suddenly we get a report that, what was it, Circle or Celsius received a $350 million like a lifeline. I forgot from who. Wasn't it from BlackRock? They're involved with everything. I wouldn't be surprised. And now we see, like, you know, the weird pump that happened with crypto, but now it's dumping back down. You know, it went back down. So basically somebody is making, possibly, the way I would translate it, as somebody wants to make money. They see the volatility, they're enjoying it. They have a big capital, big amounts. They see who is, like, on their side, they see who's got to be attacked. And by the way, Mr. Asness, no short ever comes out and announces they're short. And why? Do you guys want to know why that is the case? It's because hedge funds themselves worry that when they announce something like this, on the other sides, if things was not manipulated, and if all those guys were not all on the same page and one hand, they will obliterate that Mr. Asness AQR straight out of the water, not without even us, because they're hungry savages there for money. Their lust for money is endless. And if other institutes, don't matter whether they like the guy or the company or not, they know that this side is over, like shorting this side that is over leveraged, like they're shorting a stock that is over leveraged already, and crazy as AMC, that never happened before. They will be so happy to go on the opposite end of that and obliterate that fund. But this guy came out and announced it, and he's there, and exactly this is where that 12 base points falls in effect, where he says it's only very small, so we're not going to feel it. Let them do whatever they want to do. He's even not just talking to us, he's talking to the others that are not on the intake, like the Circle their circle, or whoever sent him on that leash or let him off the leash to come talk to us and theirs. He's talking to also these other hedge funds on the sidelines that are not part of the crew, their crew, and telling them like, hey, it's that small, so don't get too excited to go ahead and try to short it to oblivion, which I'm pretty sure many will do. Like, he knows. This is why he chose those words and the way that he did. That's why also I'm trying to bring you in, Mr. Asness. So again, why I'm daring you to put your money where your mouth is, and I'm I'm encouraging all other creators and YouTube created content, big or small channels, to also issue the same dare to Mr. Asness or all other shorts. This is the apes now talking straight. You guys portray us as apes. We're more than happy to take that role, and we form a general statement. We're not just going to pick and point and all this stuff. We're not going to send one person. We all will dare all you shorts out there to go and put your money where your mouth is. We know you're over leveraged, that you're not reporting the true numbers. But if you happen to be one hedge fund that's on the sidelines, picking and choosing what you possibly want to do, should I short? Should I not? Should I join the party? Should I not? If you're going to come in and make some sort of big splash and dare us, put your money where your mouth is. Don't come in here and throw this BS talking about it's very small. It's only 12 points. It's not going to hurt. We're not even going to feel it. I don't even care about it. No, I want you to put your money where your mouth is. Put in a sizable amount of your hedge funds or investments in this short. Since you are so 100% and daring and eager to make money on this, and you're so sure that you're going to make that money, I've never heard of someone that is 100% sure that they can make money on something and they decide to only take a bit of it. Makes no sense, Mr. Ass, right? Assness. So put your money where your mouth is, my friend. Let's see here. What else do we have here? Besides all the, hopefully I didn't miss anything or go off topic on something else. Let's see, what else did I talk? Because you see, I don't put notes, which I probably should, just so I can make sure I can tackle each topic as it goes. And let me just tackle this chat real quick and then continue on over here. Thank you, Tater Tot. I appreciate you loving the hookah painting behind me. Yeah, it's kind of like a graffiti that I paid one of my back in that time great employees. He was in a university art program. It's called DAP, and he loved graffiti. And I was like, okay, before you do a graffiti on the outside walls of my business, how about I pay you just to make one on a painting and I will put it inside the business? And he was like, okay. He went and got a bunch of his friends that are notorious in the area for doing graffitis on buildings. And that way I gained a friend and I saved my outside. And for what? Guess what? That whole thing is big. Forgot how many feet it is, but for $100, that's it. They were happy that they were featured inside a business. These people just want to be seen and heard. That's why they make these graffitis. So I was able to win on so many levels. Oh my God. Let's see. Jason Scott, how are you, my friend? Gateway to heaven. Adrian, I will tell you this. I would not read most of your jokes because sometimes I've noticed I would read a joke that if it's coming out of my mouth and alive, it could be crazy, you know? This one I can't take my dog to the pound anymore because the ducks keep attacking him. That's what I get for buying a purebred dog. All right, Hanzo, I see. Well, you're good where you at. Again, Look at that. Corbin Dallas. Show strength when you're weak. Love that statement. And welcome in here, Mr. Corbin. Welcome to the family. And hopefully we can, it can be worth your while, sir. Pabloco. What's up, brother? How are you guys? Uh-oh, the coiler is in the house. How are you, Stacia? All right. And Sagato is in the house. Long time, my friend. How you been? What a donkey that idiot was. It is he that is hurting his company's shorting. We are just buying and holding, right? And I'm encouraging him to put his money where his mouth is. Please go ahead and put more short on us. Short us more. Come on. You can do it, man. You're daring us and you got all that team. Short us. Go ahead. Ask Pete and from Melvin how it felt or how it feels. Once you go through us, you'll never want to go, you'll never go through anyone else again. Your cat is living good. I see Moaz coming in the next 2 weeks. Oh, I sure do hope so, my friend. And here's the thing, not to dabble with that topic too much, but earlier in the chat I said whenever like this, like when it comes out more personal and say, oh, we dare you, because we know back in June similar things happened, and back in January similar things happened. When it turns up this much, there's something that is shaking and happening. Again, all the numbers that are reported, whether cost to borrow, whether days to cover, I mean, guys, it's almost 4 days. It's almost at 4 days that it's going to take them to whenever this shit starts, the squeeze, to cover the madness that is only reported. Let that sink in. Just from what's reported, it's going to take them close to 4 days to try to cover that stuff up. Now, that's also reported to you, but again, that's just from what's reported. They just don't understand. Hanzo said, when you have nothing to lose and you have nothing, out conviction is 200%. Our conviction is 200%. Indeed, yes. I mean, I'm pretty sure that a year and a half later, they would have gotten the message, but clearly Mr. Asmus is listening out of his ass, not his ears. JP, aka Protagi, how are you, my friend? Pantheon for president. Yes, I support that. And you got my vote, my friend. Tahiti for vice president. Also, you got my vote as well, Mrs. Tahiti. They going broke. The bait is for liquidity. I'll let the cost to borrow continue to rise and let them bleed out of that. It's very, very, very also good theory, Peter. For me personally, I can't, come out and say something like this to the crowds, because again, everybody can do what they want to do. They want to buy, they can. They want to hold, they can. They want to sell, they can. Again, it's up to you. You are going to drink from the cup that you make. Speaking of cups, let me take a sip of my coffee. Me coffee. Let's see. Much love over here. Oh, look at that. And the great Etienne, how are you, my friend? I pop in and I hear AB about taking people by the neck. I like this channel. I don't want to say also not just by the neck, but according to this man, I have to take him by his ass like that. His name is Mr. Assness. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm not trying to bully or mean or any of that stuff. This guy is there in us. He's there in all of us. And since I have a mic in front of me and I'm speaking, I am trying to channel my inner acceptance of that, since we accepted it over a year and a half ago anyways. We didn't wait until now for somebody to come and dare us. And with what? Something stupid like this. He even mentioned it's so small, I won't even feel it. How are you, my friend? I really enjoyed your live yesterday. It was amazing. So looking forward to tomorrow's. Mrs. Tahiti, AB, we have been imprisoned for centuries. I never thought of it that way until the last few years. They have stolen so much from us for so long. Yeah, the powers and the forces that stand to benefit from this structure of having a 1% club versus the rest, because the rest is the force that is needed for the 1% to make the money they make, you know, and to maintain that lifestyle that they have. Just the most important thing. Let's see, where am I at? Mrs. Gloria, good evening to you as well. How are you, my friend? Hopefully you're having a great evening and a great day earlier. Monty, how are you, my friend? Nice to see you in here. Hello from Alaska. Pantheon said you're legit, so I am here. Well, hopefully I don't disappoint, Monty. And thank you, my friend Pantheon. I appreciate it. Let's see. Tedros Tomas, how are you, my friend? Frankie Mohammed, how are you, brother? How are you doing? He just talking. I'm pretty sure that that was about the article guy that is talking about us. Yeah, he's basically just talking, but you know, again, it's formally for us. They're daring us. We're daring them back. Hey, instead of just reacting always to what news comes out, no, we have a voice and we would like to channel it out, and we would like the message to be held across. You're daring us for this. We're not the ones who are coming out choosing to take out hedge funds and pension funds and choosing who we take down. No, we are only investing our favorite stock. You found us, you came on the opposite end of us, and you wanted to short us, and you wanted us to all just be like, okay, we'll take that loss, let that company shut down, you make all the money, just you people, and we're okay with taking the loss. No, just like every investor, we don't. We like this company, we like the stock. You're so manipulative to the point where you have to basically make a system of failure to delivers that are astronomically never been seen before. And you could go, guys, fact check the numbers. And all that stuff that have happened, they are coming for us. They're coming after us. We're not going after anybody. But if you need, if you are calling us out, we do have a message. We are proud to be investors in our favorite stocks. You call them meme stocks. We didn't call them memes. You call them meme. And this is just some of the stocks that we love investing in and the companies that we love. So therefore, if you come to attack us and our companies, we're just going to hold. We're going to hold the castle. We're not going to hand you the keys, my friend. So if you really want to put your money where your mouth is, Mr. Asness and everyone else, do it. Do it. Then come back and dare us. Don't do something like this. 12 points. Pathetic. Ooh, it's just jumped on me. And I did not have it highlighted. I know Jeffrey, Pantheon, everyone's going to get on me for that now. Sorry. And by the way, who called Robinhood a meme stock? Can anybody tell me in here who named Robinhood a meme? What? Like WTF. That's all I could say. WTF without having to say it. Not in my book, not in my world. Is Robinhood something that I would even consider like investing in? Who knows? I might have shorted them once or twice here and there. Just a common sense investor, not the person. I'm just a common sense investor. Hey, I saw an opportunity, so we went for it on Robinhood. Cindy, how are you, my friend? Welcome to the party. Tell Dog, how are you, brother? Long time no speak. Cindy, if I direct route my orders to NASDAQ, will it count towards the overall price or does it have to be sent to IEX? Good question. I think it's good on either ways. So again, that's a think. Somebody else could possibly give you a formal one, but again, how do you route it? Direct or you direct route it to the Nasdaq? I mean, I think yeah, it's both. I'm leaning more toward the Nasdaq option, but that's just an opinion. So who knows, Cindy? Some more people in here might know, and some other creators might also know exactly which one to say. Personally, for me, I just think that most of the brokers are all in on this, anyways. Doesn't matter TD, uh, Robinhood, Weebles, and Fidelity, and all that stuff. I mean, we've seen Fidelity have their fair share of sending back a document that I remember Pantheon, and I know a few people others shared it, but again, I only have so much time to also see, so I want to see the people that I can see in my time frame that I have time for. And he shared and showed that where Fidelity sent a document back saying, hey, this, if we were to share these things, like there might be the message was that there might be more shares than they're in existence, that should be in existence. So rethink your question. That's what they sent back. Washington D.C. is the 80s this last week. Okay. Dana Young, how are you, my friend? Hopefully you're having a great evening. And go to the movies, folks. Arthur said, it's almost end of Q2. Show AMC theaters some love. I re-echo that sentiment as well and that statement. You in that class with the boss 2 AB? Well, I appreciate it, Veronica. It's not as in like the class, as in like a person. I feel like everybody is obviously equal at the end of the day, but we face it as it is. The guy is a legend. He is great for the community. In fact, the most, in my opinion, the most straightforward and most honest person I have seen. One of. I don't want to say the most. One of. I've seen because what makes me say this is passion. And when you watch any of these streams, I dare you to watch a video of boss. And again, I'm just from what I've seen, that is delivered without any passion or any sentiment of like you could feel the seriousness that he's all in on this. In versus where many others, you don't even know their agenda, and many others that have changed over time, without mentioning any names, obviously. So I strongly support creators like that. I strongly support him. all the way. He's doing a fantastic job, and obviously people are there to witness it. And I personally think that he's still so underrated to what the potential and what he brings to the play. I think that he even deserves a lot more than what he got, honestly. So yes, thank you for the kind words, Veronica. I appreciate it. Who's going to watch Elvis this weekend? Hanzo is. From Jerusalem, how are you, my friend? From Cincinnati, Ohio. Okay, a lot of fun. I like it. I think I'm almost catching up. Am I? No, I'm not. Hobby the Great, how are you, my friend? Nice to see you in here. And looking forward to catch you on Discord as well. Whimsy Chick. Dips Patel, how are you, buddy? Hey, it'd be nice to see you, brother, and nice to see you as well. Hopefully, you're having a great evening and you had a great day. So Dana is sharing her crush with Pepe. Now I'm gonna have a crush on you. Uh, See what you have to do, what you do to me, Pantheon. Yeah, he does that to a lot of people. This Pantheon guy. Much love, brother. AB is making some excellent points here. This is good stuff, folks. Appreciate the sentiment, brother. Thank you. Manjeet Bian, hello. How are you doing? AB just got margin call. In what sense? Thank you, Adrian. I appreciate the 100% facts. But yeah, I mean, it's an honor for me to be put next to a friend of mine I consider very great as Pantheon, and it's only very an honor for me to be put in that same sentiment or in the same room with him. So appreciate it. Whimsy Chick, July 15th, fire. I see. I see. I'm honestly looking for interesting questions that we had as well. Been having some good questions. Hobby says, AB, I subscribed to you back then, and I found out that they unsubbed me. You're not the only one that said this, Hobby, but what matters is that, you're back. And as long as you're with us in the show, that's all that matters to me, that you guys are all with us. But yeah, that have happened with a few other people as well before. Danny Young, I need my money so I could be the hero of my own story. I'm going to surprise so many loved ones. And that statement, I'm definitely encouraging and praying that it definitely happens that way. You can't write a better script than this, ladies and gentlemen. Like, we are all, and I know for a fact what Dana just said is in the minds and the hearts of many of us as well. Um, and honestly, you cannot write an overall better script than this. When a movie is made about this, it's going to be so freaking amazing. 8018 Ape Nation. What up, Cincinnati, too? All right. 513 in the house. Jeffrey, what's up, brother? I did not see Adam Lewis. No. So maybe I'll see later in Discord, brother. Monty, what would have to be prime? What would have to be prime minister? Did I miss something over here about a prime minister or something? Sorry, Monty. I'm lost there. What is cost to borrow up to, anyways? Well, as I read earlier, I quoted you. Follow Boss on Twitter, guys. Or you can see it also on his channel if you haven't. And he reported it as 28 or 27. I announced it a little bit ago. I'm pretty sure you heard it because I'm just now making my way through the comments down here. Jeffrey, don't blame me. You see that, Mrs. Tahiti? Tell Dog is asking, uh, AB, thoughts on the USDC article regarding BlackRock buying in? You know, I haven't been able to read the article yet, but I share or echo the same sentiment that you have, uh, as far as like the actions that they've been doing, anyways, with other crypto transactions. Uh, it's how can you what I see right here is being done is they're thinking or they're approaching this whole thing from a perspective of they know. I feel like they have an idea on what they want to be, the moving forward kind, where like what they're going to move forward with. But in the time frame right now, they're doing a lot of pumping and dumping across, and that makes them what? A lot of more money. So think of it like this: when these people, uh, drink a bottle. Like think of it like this: when it's like somebody drinking a bottle of Coke, okay, and then instead of just throwing it in the recycle bin, that person stores them and stores them and stores them, and it eventually goes one day and tries to sell all of them to a recycler or any of that stuff, and they can get money for things like metal, aluminum, things like that. So with these people, if you approach it from that perspective on a big scale here, BlackRock is figuring out how it can skim out of this process as much as possible while they are moving toward their overall plans. It makes no sense for them to just let this opportunity go away. That's what they are. They're opportunists. They see it. And the worst part about it is they have the means, the power, the wealth, and the influence to go about it the way that they want. That's the luxury of being the biggest asset manager or holder in the globe. So we'll see, Tell Dog. We're going to talk about this more on Discord. It just did the skippy thing on me again. Where did I go? Uh-oh. Man, I was really behind you guys. Okay, I got it back. So Jeffrey's um, let them tell us how many we need to buy and we will meet the challenge. Yes? I love Jeffrey's backing me up on this. See, Maddox, how are you, brother? They took Toys R Us from me. They can't have anything else. Yeah, they took that. They took Blockbuster. In all actuality, Blockbuster was on his way down anyways. So is Redbox. Not to come down on anybody who loves Redbox in here or investors in Redbox. I'm just looking at the overall company, you know. Jeffrey's like, Hood, Robinhood equals penny stock. You know, I've seen an article for them so desperately that they put out saying that, hey, we please are asking all the people to just hold on with us just a little longer. What are they referring to here? Like, well, one, we know that it sounds like begging. Um, but I feel like, you know, it's like kind of the damage is beyond repair. That relationship with that place is, even if they come out and say we are no longer doing PFOF and we will definitely back you up and we have your best interest in mind and we're going to give you an extra $1,000 bonus to join our account. I know a lot of people would take that and then route that over to another platform and buy MC shares with it. You guys are very devilish. I know you guys. But even if they do all that, it's the relationship is beyond repair. It's broken. It's done. Move forward. Move on. And Robinhood, I can definitely see them now. Like the image is getting clearer and clearer. They would definitely be also another uh, platform to fall. And you know what's interesting? Going back in time, everybody's talking about Kevin O'Leary and, you know, Mr. Wonderful, aka Mr. Wonderful, and how he said that in the next 10 days previously, and then now he made it in he said that he predicted a major financial ooh, yeah. He mentions that there's a big financial entity that is going to go belly up, that's going to go bellies up. It's so funny that over about a year ago, maybe a little bit over that, he specifically was asked about Robinhood and he raved about it. If I have to one day, I could just, you know, you guys, many of you remember this. If you don't, look it up on YouTube, you'll see Robinhood last year and you'll see like he was raving about it, talking about it's going to be there forever. He loves it. It's a great platform. But in the same time, it would be crazy if that's the entity that actually does go belly up, which sounds like it's going to be. If that ends up being it, and that would be just hilarious. How do you rave about something and predict its demise in 1 year? That's a book. That's literally a book. Need for speed. Welcome in the chat, my friend. Woohoo! JP Morgan is letting hundreds of employees go, and that's what many, and this is important, need for speed. Normally you will see this when this starts happening. This is where you like the next step after that, when this wave is just beginning. Now we heard Coinbase issue out an announcement to all their employees and say, hey, if you don't like your job, then go ahead and quit. Very, very appreciative way to appreciate your employee or your staff, right? I am a business owner and on a small scale, obviously, and I never would dare to tell my staff this, because not only is this has nothing to do with balls or putting down the hammer or, you know what, kids get straight. No, this is none of that stuff. One, shows the staff that they're not appreciated at all. And once that idea goes in their head, no matter what you do in bonuses and whatnot, you just strained that relationship forever. Coinbase, you could be that entity, that financial entity. Crypto has been dumping and it's going to continue its dump. You and Robinhood are in the hot seat for a while now. But that's not a statement you give, obviously, to your staff. We've seen that Tesla announced also that it's going to have a 10% or a little more than that cut. Many companies are saying that they're going to cut workforce. JP Morgan now is cutting workforce. When you see that stuff right now, this wave that we're entering in, when this wave takes its effect, the very next, like this wave feeds right into a tube, and that which leads you to the next room. The next room is what? Real estate. This is where people can no longer hold their mortgages, and we've seen this happen in 2008. Mrs. Tahiti, you got a wonderful story about that. Unfortunate story, but it's a wonderful in this sense that in the times that we're going in. We got a first responder here in the chat that if you don't mind me sharing your business, Mrs. Tahiti, let me know in the comments before I go into that story. Obviously, I can't wait to help people like us see straight from Mrs. Tahiti's mouth. Ron Parks, Pantheon told us about your channel. Just sub. We'll be lurking in the back. Not much of a typist. Ron Parks, you are welcome. This is your family as well. Once again, appreciate you, Pantheon, and hopefully I don't disappoint, and this channel does not disappoint. The recommendation of Pantheon as well to you. Hopefully, we don't disappoint. Let's see. So, thank you, Mrs. Tahiti. I have to skip just to see that I have the allowance to share the story. So, Mrs. Tahiti had a home, and she was 11 months away from closing down her mortgage and owning her home when 2008 unfortunately happened, sadly. And she was one of many millions that lost their homes in that saga and in that madness. That was 2008. It's not even close to what we are at right now. Where we at? But what the point here is that when you start seeing this unemployment, and it's not unemployment as in people don't want to go work. No, people are getting cut. People are looking for jobs. I've seen now new graduates from universities. They're graduating with mighty degrees. Like, what do you tell someone who's been in the system, went to 4-year college, got their bachelor's? Perhaps we know nowadays that a bachelor almost gets you nothing as well, even though it's still good. But most people are going for post-grad as well schooling. They're getting their masters. Some are even going higher, and may God bless them for, in that journey. But people have to go higher, and their loans are getting bigger and bigger. Their hopes, it was an investment on themselves from the get-go. These people were going in, getting the education, going all in. They know that they're racking in many loans on top of them, but the hope is that after they graduate, whether postgraduates or however far they want to go, the investment, the big part of the investment is the job to come because of that degree afterwards. And when they get that job, they're going to start paying their loans back, and then hopefully open a home and get married or whatever their case may be, but start different like that. That's when they actually really start tackling life for once. And what do you tell those individuals that now, and there's a lot of them right now that are graduating and they have all this debt, but there are no jobs to fill? This is what causes real estate crash, because there's no money coming in to basically, or even if some people, obviously it's not going to be 100% of all the population, but to a huge percent. I mean, in 2008, there was about 6.8 million people that went homeless, that had homes. They were not homeless before. They had homes and went homeless. This, what we have in our hands right now, I'm not even, it's that's not a good thought. So hopefully many of these people are in, have a background plan. But again, what do you do when something like that comes towards you? Unless you're fully aware and you prepare yourself for something like this, is gonna come crashing on you, and you're not gonna be able to do nothing about it. It's gonna ruin your life. So I sympathize with everyone that is not in these plays, or at least have not, or at least have not settled their bases and covered those bases for what to come, and this crap that is about to happen, or this burger that they're fixing to eat. All right, let's see, where did I go? Good plants. Okay, just want all the apes, Dips Patel, just want all the apes to know that King Griffin is leaving Chicago. His kids used to go to school near one of my stores in Chicago. Security team have said they are not coming back. Are we close? Possibly. Possibly. That's good info, Ape. Dips Patel. Your phone rang, AB. You just declined margin call. Okay, now I get it. I get it, Arthur. Now. Yeah, no margin call for me. Nope. I'm not picking up my phone. I bet you this is going to be King Griffin on that day. He sees that, and I'm like, no. Put it on airplane mode. It doesn't work like that. Don't worry, guys. There will be squads walking in the offices and purifying everything. Ali Kermani, how are you, my friend? Welcome to the chat. Price should shoot up Friday as we go into Russell 1000. Okay. Yes, maybe, no. It's split feelings on it. And here's the good and the bad. I can't. Well, I don't want to say, because I've spoken. Pantheon has a very, very, very good elaboration on this as far as the where we go in the Russell 1000. I'm going to leave that to Pantheon to describe it and to explain it. This is his theory, and obviously he described it so much better. So I'll leave that there. But I'll tell you this: the Russell 1000 is normally, this is just a general statement, normally less volatile, because I mean it is the Russell one, it's the 1000, in the 1000 companies that are successful in the world that are being invested in. So it's less volatile than the Russell 2000 or even the 3000 in this case. But why would that even matter at any given moment when everything is going to crash? That's my personal take on it. Whether 2000, 3000, 1000, S&P 500, you name it. When we hit the recession and shit crashes, it's volatility is not going to be a factor. It's going to be everywhere. So we'll see what I know exactly what Pantheon have explained. He was talking about it to us on Discord once before, and I remember it. And I would implore you to actually ask that question to him in one of his lives, and you'll see what he will bring, unless he's working on putting it with some of his works. Okay, Pantheon would be Prime Minister of Canada. Okay, now I'm on board. Now I'm on board. Yes, yeah. It's Pantheon. If I didn't know your future plans, I would say that definitely you will get most of the votes. You kidding me? Going against Trudeau? Unanimous winner, Mr. Pantheon. Roadster guy. Hi, AB. Did you see Asness hedge fund on CNBC today? Taking a short on AMC and daring apes to go after him. Well, Mr. Roadster guy, did you see the beginning of this chat? Or for a good amount, I would implore you to please go ahead at some point and skip back and watch or at a later time watch from the beginning, and you hopefully I don't disappoint in my response to Mr. Asness. But yeah, many people in here know exactly how I covered that one. Roadster. Did he just say biggest manager? Yes, Jeffrey. Yes, indeed. Oh my God. Monty, Hood may have some kind of buyout after cooking on the back burner. That might be why they are begging customers to stay just a little longer. Uh, I mean, yeah, I could see that, but once again, um, should entice people to leave more than wanting to stay. Because if they're going through a buyout, you know, put it this way: in business, when you're acquiring something, you're acquiring it based on the sales and the profits that it makes. That's ultimately what every business comes down to: your sales and your profit margins out of those sales. Everything else, throw out of the window. Literally, this is how a buyer approaches a business. I've sold many of businesses before personally that I've started, smaller businesses, but that's on a bigger scale. That's the same thing. So when somebody big, let's say hypothetically speaking, if this was true, and this is a very good theory, by the way, Monty, if Robinhood was, let's say, being acquired by Citadel, okay? Let's say it's acquired by Citadel, which would be the ultimate insider trading of all insider trading. But let's just say we're using an example here. So Citadel is buying Robinhood. When they come in, they will look and like, okay, show me your sales and show me your profits. This is literally before, like, they will say hi, they will talk back and forth. Okay, yeah, did you send us that last report of payment for order flow stuff? We'll send you the payment. Okay, sorry, I'm going to the opposite end now. They will say hi to each other and all that stuff, and then they will say, okay, we want to buy you out. Okay, well, this is how the negotiations go. Well, we're not really for sale because we're having so much success. Because you're not, as a seller, you never want to show any signs of obviously weakness, because they prey on that, the buyer, and then they know that they are needed more than ever. And at that point, they know that they have leverage, and they will leverage you down with that. So obviously, you got to be like, I'm pretty sure at that point, Vlad is like, oh, hey, yeah, we just made record money, record makings and profits. Right there at that point, that's when that conversation leads to the most important two parts. Well, show me the statements of your sales and your profit margin. Now, the most important thing is the sale. The profit margin is secondary, because each player have a different way of skinning a cat, their own cat. And again, I hate that term, but they use it a lot down south, and I kind of like it. It rolls out perfectly. Nobody really wants to skin a cat here. So, but that's the saying. So like, they will look at it and they can make their own profit margins, because they can change many things into the building and form it into the way that, they see potential in the business, but they can make it better. And that's where it gets better. Now, the crazy part is the most important thing to them is the sales. So when they look at these things and they look at the people that are with Robinhood on that platform, if it's completely nothing and it's no use, then it would have no interest. Who wants to buy a liability, right? Um, so if that is the case, which is interesting, you brought a very good point, Monty. Uh, Kudos to you. If I was a Robinhood investor and I was so fed up, if I don't know if I'm assuming, and again, it pains me to see that there are still people that are using that kind of stuff and still crying out wolf on Twitter and somewhere else and other platforms, on Facebook. But anyways, for those that are in there and they're having so much frustration with how Robinhood is screwing them in every level, whether execution, whether routing, whether everything. These people now, if I see something like this, then I'm more eager. I wouldn't be more eager to leave and not let these people enjoy selling, enjoying a profit, or at least having anything for it. The only way I would be happy with an outcome of Robinhood is if it was to be dissolved and shut. That is personally just for me. I'm not telling people go and switch. No, it's you see whatever works for you is whatever works for you. This is just my output on it. It is AB Investments channel after all, right? Good point again, Monty. I'm so addicted to this play, and these friends here so addicted. I admit it. I'm strung out on AMC. Mrs. Tahidi, we are strung out on you as well. Monty, maybe Elon will buy Hood. I don't think that at all. Elon's got his plate full with the whole Twitter thing, and people like him. Uh, and by the way, that's another thing people you got to watch out for. As much as a lot of people love Elon Musk, and out of all, I've mentioned this before, out of all the rich elite class, he's the only one that I have somewhat, not fully gave it trust, somewhat of hope in, just because, I want to believe in a better world. But I still have my doubts. One thing that I did not like is when in these summits, or whenever he pops up out of nowhere and says, yeah, I support Doge and all this stuff. The problem is he's putting a target. Yes, it pumps momentarily, but who does that? Who takes advantage of that? The systems, the algorithms that these funds and these players have set in place. So when this guy goes ahead and does something, says something, mentions something like yesterday or the day before yesterday, he mentioned in a summit in, where was it? I think it was in Qatar? I don't know where, it doesn't matter. But he mentioned he's pledging himself again, his continuous support for Dogecoin, and he vows that he's going to continue to support it. The problem is he's putting a target on this. People are holding this while these algorithms that these other sites on the other end are utilizing for their advantage. Pump for 5 seconds or 25 seconds after that tweet or whatever news that came out from Elon Musk. And then you will see eventually a dump right after. You want to ask somebody who's been in Dogecoin back in 2020. I've been in Dogecoin 2020. Came up with Dogecoin as well in the early 2021 in that run up. And when you see things like this, you'll be like, okay, what is the intent here? Is he really supporting, or this is his way of this? Because he's got massive lawsuits on him, according to the many news platforms, as far as him being too involved on pyramid schemes or being a part of pyramid schemes on coins pumping. Do I think it's valid? I don't think so. He's the richest man in the world. He doesn't really need to do this. It's weird. It's kind of like the stories you hear about athletes who are making millions of dollars, but then they get caught in driving with a possession of a pound of marijuana or weed, and they end up ruining everything, their future, over that stupid thing that could not even make them anything close to what they're making already anyways. I don't see him doing stuff like that. And him buying Robinhood, everything is a maybe. The problem is I don't see that as being something where, okay, Elon owns Robinhood now, so I'm gonna go and switch all my funds to Robinhood. I don't know. Even if if they were to announce that, I don't get that feeling. No. It's once everything is cleaned up from all that crap of payment for order flow, but the only way that they can clean that up is by actually going ahead and charging people. So I don't see the Elon thing, but again, I do like the idea of them possibly being in the middle of a buyout, and I love the idea also of people leaving so that that buyout doesn't happen and they end up having a closeout. All right, where am I at here? Yes, I'm very close actually. $0.69 per share. Yeah, that would be beautiful. We're gonna be so effing rich. Yep. I can't say it as well as Boss Blood, so you're gonna have to hear it there. Monty, the vast majority of my AMC is long term. I exercised a lot of options after June 2nd. All right, way to go. Good for you, Monty. Okay. AB and Pantheon need to collab on air, not just offline all the time. LOL. Well, folks, that's how it works for who knows for the foreseeable future. Um, but it's we do talk and work with each other on many things. The thing is, Pantheon have a very busy schedule, and I also have a very busy schedule, and it's very tough to kind of try to and you know gel in that same time frame. I'm pretty sure you guys see he has a lot on his plate, and he's in many places. And we're just leaving it as in when that perfect time comes, we're definitely for it. Matic is up 16%. Let's see. Here we go again with another pump and dump scheme. As far as I can see here, SHIB is up 5%. That this shows me an ingestion of money, but the real question here is how long will it stay in here? Because what we saw yesterday and the day before yesterday, early morning, that pump that ended up coming down throughout the day yesterday and all the way until now, which indicates that obviously someone took a position and shorted it back down afterwards, took their money out, collected their profits, and took their money. And this looks to be something that's along the lines of that. And here's why this is making so much sense for me on that, on more than one count. It's happening after the market, which makes sense because when the market is open, more people are in the market. They're not in the crypto realm. Made sense. Market closes officially completely after even after the after hours. And we see crypto surging, not too crazy or any of that, but we see crypto surging, and it's not making reversals. Like, yes, it is moving up, but I'm not seeing anything big yet. Now, just so I won't get even confused with all this stuff, I go ahead and look at my charts and look at my analysis on it. And when I look on it, it's still the same as yesterday. They need to break on Bitcoin. And this goes for all the other coins, but more importantly here is 22,600 is on Bitcoin. That needs to be broken and held in order for me to feel like, personally, for me to feel like, hey, this is a confirmation of a reversal. This thing is going to take back up to the $32,000 level, which is where it fell off from. If it doesn't do that, then it's right there in that resistance. And in fact, right now, Bitcoin, as we are speaking, is almost at a smaller resistance level, which is 20. 21. Yeah, 21,400 bucks. So that's very near for Bitcoin, but I don't see it happen until then. You can see in the volume, it is moving. It's not too much. It's not too volatile. Which again, all these things are indicating to me that there is a dump coming. We just have to see it soon. I was right on it yesterday. I was right on it a couple of times before as well with some of the Discord members. And feel free, by the way, if anybody wants to join Discord, we'll put a link in the chat, and it's free to join. It doesn't have that way you stay very, very interconnected at all times. And sometimes we have some live talks that everybody can join. Also, that's a part of that Discord, and we all talk kind of more like a one-on-one kind of thing. We've had an amazing one yesterday with Lady Tahiti and Mikey J and Jeffrey, and I look forward to having more and more. I've done one before with Tiny Investor and Miss Gloria, which I look forward to doing again as well. So if anybody in here, and anybody can jump in and create a chat and speak with many others. If anybody else is also free, they will speak. So it's a cool tool. I personally didn't even know how cool it was until I was finally made to do it, almost like pushed to do it. Pabloco, you get all the credit, my friend. Thank you for making me get serious about that and creating that Discord, and for your help in there and doing all of that, and all the other mods in there. Appreciate all of you guys. Pam, Teldog, Adrian, Jeffrey. You guys are all amazing. And it's just a family hub where instead of just waiting for the next video or the next live, people can stay very, very connected. In fact, you could also join Pam's Discord, which is also very lively. There is like all sorts of things. Like Pam got that Discord game on lock. Not much volume happened as expected with AMC, GME, Sundial, same thing. Today was basically the boring day. Nothing was really going on. The funny one was UVXY. The market was not green, but it wasn't. It was more red than green, and obviously the major indexes showed that. SPY was a little bit less. Nasdaq and the S&P 500 were down as well. I believe the Dow Jones was very slightly. So, what's up, UVXY? Maybe somebody is onto us for double dipping. VIX was down as well. We're going to see what happens with crypto. So again, guys, you fact check it when you get to it. Where am I at? What else did I want to cover? I feel like there's something else I wanted to cover, and let me read these comments first. Goonie, hi AB, what's going on, Goonie? How are you doing? Welcome into the chat. Gaming crypto making a move as well. Yes. If I may say, guys, the crypto right now is, yes, right now there isn't much volume and it's moving not very volatilely. So there is not a lot of volatility, but you can see like an up move, an uptick here. If you see if you can read your resistance and your support levels very well, you don't even need to look that far many times. This is not an advice. I'm just telling you, look at your resistance. Try to see your resistance and support levels. And you see them. And if it doesn't hit those, you could ride those trends. It's up just like yesterday when they were moving up. It was easy to see that they meet. If you could read those resistance and support levels very well, you can see where it meets the resistance. And if it doesn't bounce off of it, and obviously you know that the next step for that coin is down. And therefore, that's a very intriguing position to enter, on the way down, and then possibly enjoy it on the way up. Similar to this right now, it's very tricky. It's not moving It's not very volatile. It's moving tick by tick. It's very slow. It's very dangerous. It's kind of like lurking into muddy waters. You don't even know if an alligator is going to come out of nowhere and just take a leg. Tell Doc Pantheon, AB live collab would be fire. Hey, well, I look forward to it. I definitely do agree it would be live fire. KJW and Leah, how are you guys doing? Red Friday on its way. There is no way the banks have passed the stress tests. Get money ready for major dip buying, but buy the ask when it dips. Oh, nice and well said, Brenda. How are you, my friend? Brenda, Queen of Swords. Nice to see you in here. Hopefully you're having a great evening. I pray every day. Single day God saying enough already. Well, I pray as well every day. 801 Ape Nation. I'm in Cincinnati too. Yes, 801. I am near the University of Cincinnati and a few other places in Cincinnati. So nice to know that I have a fellow 513er in here. Elon and Tesla have had a target on them from the beginning. How is that working out, Monty? It's actually very good that you've mentioned that, Monty. I don't know when you joined the channel, maybe new, but I've mentioned stuff like this as in like it looks like there's so many people or entities that are after Elon on so many different levels, attacking him in his own company, his board trying to get him out. He even issued a statement saying, "Hey, come to work or get the F out." Straight up, he told them that. We've seen what they're doing to him with the Twitter deal and what happened with that. Lawsuits on sexual harassment, and he did it with that flight attendant, as they say. Again, that's the case. I don't know if it did allegedly happen or not, but again, it's up on him. One thing that these entities don't understand is against anyone else, I could see why, but this guy have the best infrastructure, logically, infrastructure for space flying. I mean, NASA goes to SpaceX sometimes, many times, and asks them, because they got this, and asks them to please, hey, I think it was a few months ago where they went and brought back a couple of astronauts from space. SpaceX did for NASA. This guy sent a rover to Mars. He wants to he's on a different level. These guys is kind of like they're playing checkers and this guy is playing chess. And you see Bill Gates according to the reports, that it's $500 million short on Tesla, which Pantheon said it best. It was so funny. Was it Pantheon? I think it was Pantheon. Yes. How do you have a short? How do you go around saying green Earth, let's save global warming and all this crap, but you have a major $500 million position opened as a short against the most eco-friendly, conglomerate there is? Well done, Bill Gates. Follow the words you preach, my friend. Uh-oh, it looks like the naked hd.xyz bros now are joining us. First it was the hot chicks, now it's the bros. Thank you for getting them out of here, Tell Dog. These Tell Dog, AB, Elon is a big supporter of Doge, but he can't just buy massive amounts of it due to the large whale wallets. If I remember correctly, the largest Dogecoin wallet belongs to Robinhood. You remember correctly, yes. We mentioned this in here, and he actually talked to them and said, hey, diverse your investments so that it is not too concentrated up there with 5 or 10 wallets that can at any given time determine the outcome. But that still does not, like, okay, that's one situation or that's one issue. I commend him on doing so and supporting the Doge, which I was supporting him back then. But here's the thing: who benefits? The question here that I'm tackling: who's benefiting from those random tweets that he brings out more? It's obviously the other side, because they utilize it as a perfect pump and dump scheme, and now they're even attacking him with his involvement with pyramid schemes that lost a lot of people money in the crypto realm. So he's hurting himself and hurting the community. Let the actions being done. He doesn't need to come out and put a tweet out on this and all that. He can have Dojo, the biggest and the most impressive server that he owns. He can connect Doge on that blockchain and it'll be like game over at that point. He can continue to work with the Doge community, software developers, and the blockchain developers. He can continue to do all that stuff. And the people who are invested in Doge, it's their duty to go ahead and do these DDs. At what point are we going to really stop just following the hypes or this? See, that's why I'm saying is damaging. He doesn't need to keep tweeting things like that. Don't keep bringing a target on people, because when he tweets, yeah, you get this surge, which I believe is very algorithmically. I don't see anything where retail is holding millions of dollars and they're just waiting. Oh, when is Elon Musk going to tweet? As soon as he tweets, let's put all those millions in. I have a hard time believing that. I've seen that happen in that way. I'm very acquainted with how it works. So it's algorithmic, basically, style. So they see that signal, his words, boom, goes up. Bunch of people starts jumping in. Then they pull the carpet, and then a bunch of people now are either bag holding or they're like, you know what, I want to sell and settle for less losses rather than losing everything, because that's just how some people are wired. So I would prefer for Mr. Elon. I know he's not going to hear this, but I prefer for Mr. Elon to stop the tweeting about Doge and what you're going to do, and to be the shining armor in front of everybody's eyes. I again welcome the sentiment, but there's better ways to conduct it and do it. You let your actions speak. Don't let your tweets, in this case, or words speak for themselves. Sexters are in here tempting me. Brenda noticed the shills that were in here, but they were sent right on their way. Yo, you got porn bots, AB. You made it to the big times. Well, hopefully they don't just shut down my stream like yesterday. As long as they don't do that, do whatever. That's definitely a sign of moving up. Yes, the porn star bots are here. Why would the SEC approve T+1 but not implement it until 2024 in this digital day and age? It can't be that hard. I mean, I agree with you, Brenda, but in the same time, you were talking about a big infrastructure here. And there is many things that have been working, like the way that it works in the big picture, that you have to give enough time for or and hedge funds and everybody, the whole system, to adapt you think. I understand that technology moves fast, and I'm with you on this, but that's just how things work. And it's not necessarily only like 100% until 2024. I mean, it could be sooner, but normally, yes, it will take a couple of years for something like that to happen. It's again, I personally don't like. I think for the future that helps us a lot as investors, but it's not gonna do much. Like right now, for me, I don't think, because again, what is that gonna do for all the FTDs, the billions of FTDs, and the non-delivered stocks? It does shed light on that. It's just shed light on from this point, whenever it gets implemented and forward. And to get that, they need that technology to be adopted in every realm, in every participant. And to do that, it takes time. Understandably, in a way so, but this should have been done years ago so that we'd be here now. One thing we can do is thank ourselves for forcing this change, because a change similar to this in the stock market have not happened since what, the 80s, the 90s, on this to this extent. So it's very, very big step in the right direction. Yeah, Cincy right now 801. No, it was really hot when I got up, but it started raining and it's humid now. It's very humid outside. Then again, our time frame right now, it is 901. No, not 901. Look at me. It's 9:48 p.m. Leah, going to figure out Discord soon. Seriously, I have no idea how it works. It's actually, I'll tell you this, Leah. It is actually very, 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 very simple. It is much. I used to make a big deal out of it until Pablo gave me no choice but to go and tackle it on. And it was like, what? Are you kidding me? This was beautiful and that simple after all. It's literally just like a messaging app, but with the possibility of actually having being in some certain channels that can speak. So you can join in, sit. It's like we're in a room, in a chat room, and we all can speak at the same time, and have our time to speak and all that with each other. It's kind of great instead of just messaging. So you would see it's super, super, super simple, and most people in here will also vouch for that. Let's see. Maybe yeah. Thank you, Teldog. Teldog have put in that link for the Discord. Appreciate it, my friend. And if you don't mind, also put in Pam's, just in case anybody in here that has not been to Pantheon's live. I think if you could possibly share Pantheon's page, that would be wonderful as well. I forgot to say that earlier, but yes, please share it so that people could also see where the fun is everywhere. Even if everyone here is already subbed to Pantheon, just in case no one else is, go ahead over there and give my friend a very big sub and a like. Hit the bell button. Yep, Mrs. Tahiti telling Leah how cool and simple it is. Oh, it's just skipped on me. Oh, no. I found where I'm at. Okay, I feel like it will do the same on a bigger way. Yeah, sorry, apes will give back in a big ways. I will for sure. We are on a mission from God for the good, for the people, from the people, by the people, for the people. I totally agree with you, Mrs. Tahiti. I echo your sentiment as well. Let's see. This lighting or this lighting or this lighting. or this, or this. Okay, we'll leave it with this. All right, looks like I caught up in here. Oh my God, thank you, Jeffrey. Appreciate it, you and Tell Dog for all that. I see that I definitely have to shave because I have very sensitive skin. So as soon as some hair comes out, so you guys would laugh if you see me when I tried to grow a long beard because I'm not a hairy person as well. So it took me forever to grow a beard, and I didn't even want to take it out after. But it was like yay long, this much, no, this much, yeah, this long, I would say. And I don't know, I don't know how I feel about it. Maybe in Discord I'll put some pictures about that and see what people think, if it's better off with or without. Who knows? Chabumskis. All right. Let me see if I had anything else I wanted to also bring up. I feel like there was a few more things I wanted to talk about, but honestly, I feel like we've covered a lot, and I've taken enough of your time, ladies and gentlemen. But I check and see if there was something I wanted to really share with you because the message got across. I'm going to be looking forward to watching the rest of that 2.5 hour long Fed Jerome Powell testifying in front of the Senate Banking Committee. So that will be cool to bring it in tomorrow. So I really wanted to emphasize a lot, guys, on that article because I know that a lot of creators and Twitter fingers are gonna talk about it, and it's important. It's really important how we decipher what is being said in there. Sometimes people want to share it because it's hype and it makes their channels get a view or whatever. But it was the most important part, or their Twitter getting more likes. Um, the more important part is what what is really the intentions of such thing or these words. So you guys could easily tell. And I've seen that Adam Aaron tweet with him talking about huge thanks to all the AMC individual investors because we made it to the Los Angeles Times cover magazine cover, and they had us all holding torches, and it's like, you guys did this. I'm playing 3D chess. It's okay. He's basically again hinting that there are some things coming and some things happening, and it's so crazy. It's just these times, and I can't feel more bullish than ever, like the rest of you guys. Um, which video? Okay. There's a lot of things out too that are oh, and this is one thing I definitely wanted to cover. There's been talks now, guys. You remember how many times I was asked previously about options and stuff like that, and I mentioned stuff about like the most profitable way to make money or leverage in the options world is by selling covered calls or selling covered puts. The reason why I've never went into explaining these things or how it works is simply because a lot of people, it's an easy target to use on AMC or GME because of the volatility and how it works. The problem is here, and I would not want any part of that. The scarier part here is if you don't 100,000% know what exactly you're getting into, you could end up really sorry For example, if you're buying a covered call on, or if you're selling, sorry, covered call on something, which means you are owning covered, you own the shares that you're going to put in these options. So if you have 1,000 shares, you can sell up to 10 covered calls on that transaction. And the person who buys them, whatever the premium is, you're going to be basically pocketing that if the expiration date on those calls comes to end and the strike price is not met. For example, let me use an example here. UVXY, okay? I have to make sure I use a perfect example, okay? UVXY, let's say it's at $10, okay, just to make it easy. And you went ahead and bought 1,000 shares of UVXY. You know, I want it to be worth my while. So you're technically paying to buy those 1,000 shares. And obviously numbers can differentiate depending on everybody's level of what they want to do or how much they want to put in. But 1,000 times 10. So basically you have, I feel stupid for actually calculating that because all I had to do was add a 0 to the right. But yeah, you're basically paying $10,000 to buy 1,000 UVXYs. Again, given that it's that much, you know, $10 a share. Now with those 1,000 shares, if given that you want to go ahead and make or write a covered call, you would basically be putting, if you're putting all 10, you're basically putting at stake here 1,000 shares of UVXY at that certain, you know, strike price. And if that strike price is met, let's say somehow it surges and it's met, then the other counterparty that bought those from you with that premium will basically be also paying, will be basically, if they exercise, they will be scooping up all your shares and you would lose all your shares in that process of doing so. It's very dangerous to write these things unless you are 100,000% sure in exactly what you are doing and what's at stake. And the same formula works as well in the opposite end as far as for puts. So yes, it's very, very profitable. Or it's once you get into the options realm, that's a gateway in a way to shorting, because a lot of people also tend to like, you know what, I don't want to have to put 10,000 and to write this 1,000 call, like these 10 calls on this covered calls. How about I can do it as an uncovered call, which is basically like a naked shorting almost, in other words, because you are basically writing something that you don't own those shares, but you have to provide the collateral for that in case it happens. And if it does get, like, let's say that it does go ahead and go crazy, you just get obliterated and your losses could be endless, unlimited, until the other counterparty says, okay, enough is enough. Please be careful, guys. Here, much love to all of you guys. Thank you, Pantheon. Thank you, everyone. And let me read a couple more before I leave. Let's see. What? Tell Dog, you have a, and I didn't know this. You have a YouTube channel. I didn't know this. Wow. Okay. Well, I'll make sure that I send me the link in my Discord. I don't want to press that and then leave the chat. I want to go ahead and, you know, see what it's about and subscribe to it as well. So have a great one, guys. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hopefully, I do think that I might come back on tomorrow as well. We'll see what happens as far as what happened with the crypto. As I said, the day before yesterday, it happened yesterday, and today I made the same guess on it. So we'll see what happens tomorrow as well. I did say why I make that guess on it. So we'll see what would happen. Again, none of this is financial advice. I, again, thank you all for sharing your time, your most valuable thing in your life with me. And that means the world to me. So once again, much love, AB Investments.